Hey, Thomas Tapp here, and I'm going to be showing you how to do the wall 360. This is a really cool looking move, and it's also very easy to do once you learn the proper form and technique. Okay, now the first step for getting your wall 360 is learning your palm spin. The palm spin is almost the exact same form and technique as the wall 360, but it's going at different angles. So if you learn the palm spin first, it's a lot safer to train on, and it also takes away a lot of the fear of doing the wall 360. So if you haven't learned your palm spin yet, click on the link below and check out my palm spin tutorial. It shows you step by step how to do the palm spin and how to gradually build into it. Okay, once we get our palm spins down, we're going to move on to step 2 and take our palm spins and start angling them upwards. This is going to help you get comfortable with inverting your body for the wall 360. You're going to gradually move your hips higher and higher with your palm spins so you get a feel for going inverted as you would if you were doing the wall 360. When you start doing your palm spins with a nice angle on your hips, you're going to move on to step 3, and that's performing the palm spin on an angled wall. And this is when we start merging the palm spin into the wall 360. So find a nice wall that's at a good angle. Probably an angle like this or like this. Anything like that. What I used was I would find awkward tree stumps. I would use those. I would use brick walls that were angled. Just find anything that it has a nice angle to it and you have a good grip with your hands. Now when you move to the angled wall, you're going to be changing two things that you did before. One is the hand placement. You're going to be changing the hand placement from side to side to one on top of the other. Your lower hand is going to be the support, and it's going to stay in that position pretty much the whole time you spin around. The top hand is going to be on the top, and it's going to actually help you rotate around. Okay, the second thing is when you're working with the angled wall, you're going to run up and punch with your feet to get momentum going into the wall. Now you want this momentum going into the wall because it will allow your hands to stick and stay in place when you rotate. It's going to be a lot harder if you're just standing there and you try to jump into it. You really have to push against that wall. So with the added momentum, it makes it a lot easier. And you're also going to have to pick an angle that you like going towards the wall. Some people go straight on. Let's say the wall's right here. Some people like going straight onto it. Some people like going to the side. I personally go a little bit to the side and somewhat straight on, so I go more of this angle right here. But this is all just personal preference. So you might like going straight on, that might be easier for you, or you might like going to the angles or to the side. So make sure to fill around with that and try each one and see which one's more comfortable for you. So let's go over what you're actually going to be doing. So you're going to run up to the angled wall, you're going to punch with your feet, and you're going to be going into that spin actually before your hands even hit the wall. So right when you jump, you're going to be going to that spin. And what the spin consists of, just like the palm spin, is taking your head and swinging it to the shoulder you're spinning around. So you're going to create that momentum into that spin. So you're going to jump, start spinning into that wall spin, plant your hands on the wall, and use that top arm to help you spin around as you tuck your legs and get your hips nice and high. And then you're going to go into the landing. Some people land differently. For me, I land more like a side flip, like I'm actually doing a side flip on the wall. Some people will land and turn back like this. They'll turn and they'll land back like this, which is fine too. It just depends on how much you spin after you hit off the wall. Now keep in mind that when you do this, where you place your hands is going to make a difference in how high you get. Say for instance this is the wall that you're going into. Well, imagine it's angled. The same thing goes with straight walls too. But wherever you place your hands, that's how low you're going to go. So if you put your hands down here real low, then you're going to rotate in that area right there. If you put them up higher, your rotation is going to be higher. So it's going to make it easier for you to land that that wall 360. Now there's a point where you go too high, and if your arms are up here, it's going to be hard for you to jump and be able to rotate around your lower arm. So usually around the chest position, this lower arm just straight in front, around the chest is pretty good because you're going to be running and jumping up in the air a little bit when you spin. So keep that in mind while you're doing this. Okay, so after you get the wall 360 down the angled wall, you're going to move on to step 4, and that's taking your wall 360 to a straight vertical wall. Everything's exactly the same, except for the vertical wall, you're going to have your hips a little bit higher than you did for the angled wall. So remember, you're rotating your hips around the bottom arm, making sure your head and shoulders rotate around that arm as well. And then that's it, you have your wall 360. Go out and train it and get it consistent. Now here are some key points to remember and kind of summarize what we learned. Key point number 1, make sure to put momentum into the wall so your hands stay on the wall while you spin around. Key point number 2, start your rotation before your hands hit the wall. Key point number 3, swing your head towards the shoulder you're spinning towards. Fourth key point is hand placement. You don't want your hands too low and you don't want them too high. You want them about chest level. You're going to jump and hit high enough so you have plenty of time to rotate and land the wall 360. The fifth key point is the angle that you run up towards the wall. Pick the one that works best for you. And remember, you're rotating your hips around the bottom arm and making sure your head and shoulders rotate around that arm as well. So that's the wall 360. I'll be seeing you more videos in the near future. I'll talk to you soon.